Hi everybody! So I know I didn't upload as much as I usually do this past week. I try to upload every Tuesday and Friday, but last Friday I was actually in the United States. So I had been traveling. I went to one of my best friend's wedding. Congratulations, Megan and Brad. Oh, so happy. Um, so I was actually in Michigan and was only in the States for about 48 hours before I had to come back to Spain, and it was a lot of planes both ways and a lot of jet lag. So yeah, I missed a day. So I'm sorry, don't be mad at me, but I'm here now, so that's what matters. So this week, I've been getting a lot of questions about how exactly do I handle life in Spain? And honestly, this is a really common question, especially with auxiliares, because we have some really crazy lives. To give you an idea, I was given, you can't really see it, I was given this for my schedule from my school, okay? That's 4 different schedules. So 2 on each side of a piece of paper. So I have a different schedule for every week of the month. So when you figure out how to make that an easy thing to remember, to know when and where you're supposed to be in what classroom, you let me know because I still haven't. But I have found a system that works to at least make sure I get to where I'm going, even if I don't remember where that is. And to be honest, it's a little bit of a crazy system. So I'm going to start off chronologically, and you'll figure out a little bit more of how I got to what works for me just because of what I needed. So when I was first given my crazy paper of crazy, on top of that, I also work at an English academy. So I was also given my schedule at the English Academy. And luckily that one is the same one every week, but that's still 5 schedules to be keeping on top of. So I thought, as every student thinks, I've got to get a planner. So the first thing I did was I went out and I bought my little weekly planner, weekly agenda kind of a thing, you know, very basic, but all throughout school, this is what has saved me. I was one of those kids that always had my planner on me. I needed it. So the first thing I thought of was, okay, get a planner, figure out your life. And it was very pretty, so I was very happy. But the problem I wasn't thinking of was that planners, I would always use them in school to just write down my homework. They really aren't that great for remembering 5 different schedules every single week. So what I had started with was I actually wrote down, here, let me show you. I wrote down every single class I had on every single day. And I tried to have different classes for English classes, or a different color for English classes. I tried to have a different color for non-English classes because even though I'm here as an English native, I'm not only in classes that are for English. It's just every class is taught in English. So I'm also in math, I'm in history, I'm in a lot of business classes, which is terrifying because I've never taken business in my life. But I'm in all of these types of classes. So I thought, okay, I need to keep this structured. But as you can see, that takes up a lot of page every single day. And that's not even including my academy classes, my English academy. So I was thinking, oh no, this isn't going to work. I don't know what to do. And if I have to write anything else, like things I have to get done, assignments they want me to do, I'll have no room in my planner. So my heart broke a little bit thinking, oh no, my wonderful planner that I've been using my entire life just won't work for me anymore. So I thought, okay, what do I need? So I ran to the local dollar store, aka the Chinese store, because they're all owned by Chinese families, and I got myself this monstrosity. So you've probably seen this in the back of a lot of my videos, especially the early ones before I flipped the camera around. And what it is it's literally just a whiteboard that I put a calendar on. Now they had others that were smaller that already had calendars on them, But because I knew I had so many different classes to fit, I was scared that smaller boxes just weren't going to cut it, which is why I went for this giant thing. And as you can see, there are some boxes like right here where I really did need all of that space. But most people, if you come here, you're probably not going to have 5 schedules, but maybe 2 or 3. So you'll still want to keep that in mind and figure your life out. Still, so I have this and I keep it in my room on top of my desk right there in that big empty space now that looks so bad. But obviously I can't be lugging this around with me. So I don't know what to do. And this only says my classes. So this is only classes and maybe the occasional special event, just so I can remember birthdays, or I put my flights on it when I went to Michigan last week. I had my flight plan on that just so that I could keep track of where I needed to be when, or when I woke up in the morning, I could see all of the things I had to do. But that still wasn't going to cut it. So finally, I needed to find something portable that I could take with me that would yell at me and tell me where I needed to go. And that is when I got to do something I've wanted to do for a very long time but just haven't gotten around to. And I started bullet journaling. So for those of you who don't know, bullet journaling is basically you get a blank bullet, or you get a blank journal where I don't know how well you can see, but there are dots on it. Not always, but that's generally seen as the best form to go with. So get a dot grid journal, and you can make it whatever it is you need. So not only do I have my schedule in here, I have assignments, I have shopping lists, I have whatever it is I need. And so what I started doing for this is I had, here, let me get to the proper page. I made a weekly layout where the tape signified whenever I was in a class. So in the morning, I would look at this, I would see the number of classes I had to do, around when, in what school, like if I was at the school or the academy. And then as I was going throughout my day, I could just quickly check and see, okay, so all of that means I have probably 3 classes in a row right there. So I can't schedule anything else because I'll be at school during this entire time. But over here, I had all of this morning without any class before I had tape here to tell me to go to the academy. So I had time to get something done. In this case, I'm applying to JET next year, which is the Japan English Teaching Program. So I was telling myself, be sure to use this time to get the JET application done and filled out and so on. And so because I have this, I'm able to quickly glance and see what times I'm busy and what times I have free, which is amazing. And it seems so silly to think that I just want to know when I have free time, but when you have 5 schedules, you really never do know. But on top of that, I also make a weekly to-do list. So this is an old week, so you can see that I've already crossed out most things, but every single day has its own to-do list. So it lets me know that aside from going to classes, here are the things that I need to get done during the free times I have that day. So if I don't want to just write, go grocery shopping in every single free space that I have on the earlier one, I have my to-do list so I can quickly glance, see that I have time right here to go to the grocery store, and then do it. So I don't have to write in, go to grocery store, I just know I have to go to the grocery store during that time. And it's actually worked really, really well for me. I know it seems really crazy. I have 3 different planners. I have my bullet journal, my planner, and the monster of a whiteboard. But that's just what it took for me to be able to organize 5 different schedules. Most people don't need to, and I would suggest that you just skip everything else and go straight to the bullet journal if you can, or something similar. But honestly, I still use every single one of these. it's kind of become that the bullet journal is my to-do list, it's my daily guide to living life. My whiteboard tells me really quickly in the morning and at night what I have that day or the next day, just that I have an idea. And my planner has become basically for assignments. So just like it was while I was in school, instead of homework, it now tells me classes that I have to plan, different PowerPoints that a teacher might have asked me to make, and so on. So that's just a little bit about how I keep myself organized. If you have different ways to keep yourself organized, or if you have any questions about how these 3 different systems work or how they work together, please let me know down in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Bye bye!